Hey, welcome back to Shovel Knight. Getting closer to the end now, where we've changed how Shovel Knight looks now. Now he's big and beefy. And we've also made it so that we have a little guy following us, but he doesn't do anything, so, you know.
Oh, is it just cosmetic, or?
Yeah, it's just cosmetic. So, nothing too terribly impressive, just... But nah, Shovel Knight looks big and beefy. I think his next DLC is coming out fairly soon, mainly because they've actually started showing gameplay footage for it, so... You know, after we take care of that, unannounced, commentary, I'll probably work on recording Plague of Shadows and then, the Specter DLC. So I think we have to finish Transistor and then the one that you're working on at the moment, right, John?
Oh yeah, I still gotta get
I'm still learning all my new fancy video editing software.
That's fair.
RIP.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I not good.
Yeah, I should probably go record more.
Yeah, and that's fair. I was gonna say, if you don't have it ready in time, James, I'll just take care of doing more Shovel Knight recording, because honestly, each DLC plays very differently, so that's something I really appreciate, instead of, you know, DLCs that play almost exactly the same. Dead Rising 3. Oh, sorry, I had a throat cough.
You see the someone did something that compared the older Dead Risings to the new one.
Oh gosh, Dead Rising 4. I've heard Dead Rising 4 is such a disappointment. Like, I've heard mixed things about Dead Rising 4. Like, I've heard it's fun, but it's not Dead Rising. Kind of like Resident Evil 4, I suppose?
There's no, they got rid of, you know, like in the older ones, I think you could run around and pick up anything that was everywhere, whereas in this one, it's just kind of limited. They got rid of the whole time limit, so there's no urgency to really do anything, because you would miss out on stuff in the earlier ones, but that's because you had to make timed decisions. In this one, you just kind of go anywhere you want, do anything you want, anytime. There's no rush, which is both a good thing and a bad thing in an RPG or something like it, because on one hand, it's good that you can go around, do anything you want, get back anything you missed, but on the other hand, if there's no rush, it feels empty.
I was also going to say, that's partly what made,
Why did you just puke rainbows?
Did you just see how we reached level 40, so we had Rainbow Spit unlocked? That's why.
Okay. I actually feel like that doesn't really explain anything about why you're puking rainbows.
So do you know how we have that fake death animation?
Yeah.
There's a couple of animations that you can do instead of the fake death animation. That's one of them.
Okay.
I was actually about to explain a little bit more, because you're right. It didn't explain much. I'm crafting armor, but you can't wear it except for when it's not custom night.
So, what we mentioned earlier, you said that was the problem with, where we mentioned having no time limit.
Yeah, like, that was part of what made Dead Rising, wasn't it? I mean, like...
Yeah, there was the urgency that you needed to get Zombrix, or you needed to do this by this time. So there was like always a click timer. You had to get stuff done in time, otherwise it was game over.
Game over, man. Game over. But yeah, I've never actually owned a Dead Rising, so I'm not...
Yeah, neither have I. I'm just familiar with the mechanics from what I've seen.
Yeah. I just wanted to clarify that. It's like, I've heard the PC ports were pretty bad, so I don't know. By the way, I've heard the PC ports of Dead Rising 1 and 2 were pretty bad.
I haven't played either of them. Okay. I want to.
You don't want to, or you do want to?
I do want to.
Okay. I was gonna say, I'm surprised, because I was gonna say, they're from what I understand, they're fairly fun games. And now we're back to Fishman. Also, I just unlocked my favorite shovel upgrade in the game, but you can't use it with the custom amiibo. That's like the one disadvantage of the custom amiibo, where if you thrust down twice, you automatically get a charged shovel, and the charged shovel works really well, but they decide not to let you do that for some reason.
It was game that really could have used the urgency, I guess, was Skyrim, because I don't know if I'd mentioned it before in an earlier video or something or other, but there was just the whole point was, oh, dragons have arrived and the world's end. Like, this is the literal end of the world, and yet you can take your sweet time picking flowers for the farmhand so that he can brew some kind of potion for his sick dog or whatever.
And more so with the time limit, you mean the main quest, not all of Skyrim. I would assume.
Oh yeah. I think it should be. Oh, you have until Morndas of whenever. Like, don't tell you when exactly, but say, hey, you need to do this by this time because Alduin will be at full strength by this time. That would make more sense.
I suppose kind of similar to how the Persona games do it, or at least Persona 4 does it. Because you do have that time limit, like, oh, you better go do this, otherwise there's going to be another disappearance.
That's why I would hyper grind. First day I can go to the new dungeon. All right, let's hyper grind so I'm ready. That way I can spend the whole rest of the week doing whatever.
Yeah.
3 made it difficult because you get fatigued. So
yeah, which was annoying.
But it was basic. But on the night before the full moon, you could train it. You could go in the dungeon as much as you want, and you wouldn't get fatigued. I think the night before a full moon, or no, the night of the full moon, or something like that, you have unlimited fatigue, so you won't get tired. So you can just hyper grind all that night.
I was gonna say, I did not know that. I'll have to find out if that's true or not, because if that is,
I think it's supposed to be like an easy out, just in case you were sloppy and so you don't completely ruin a game for yourself. But you could. I guess you couldn't ruin it in 4 either, because you could just take 1 day and hyper grind it. I would always have 4 saves to be safe. If anything ever went wrong, or I don't know, 1 corrupted, I had a bunch of others, and I think it came in handy because I think I messed some links up and I went back and fixed them after I loaded some other saves.
Yeah. I don't know. I really like the music for this level. This isn't my favorite stage music, but like all the music in Shovel Knight's fairly good, except for I would say Treasure Knight, which is really weird because Treasure Knight's the only one made by what I'd call a professional. Because no offense to the person that does Shovel Knight's music, he's just never worked with big studios. I don't think, as far as I understand, he's Jake Kaufman and he does really good music. So I know you guys haven't, but he does like the Shantae music, so. He's he works with Way Forward most of the time, but the person that did Treasure Knight's music was who did Mega Man 1's music. So
yes, it'll have that kind of sound.
Yeah, I actually thought that was the weakest track in the game, which really surprised me. I'm sure there's others that will disagree though. But no, I was gonna say, this level can be a little bit slow. That's the main... And that is such a troll thing to do. Like, obviously they weren't expecting you to die because you can't die, but it's still kind of mean.
Yeah, there's that, I guess it reminds me of there's like an anti-Mario game where you were encouraged to not jump on platforms. You're encouraged to jump into pits to hit enemies. Basically the opposite of everything platforming has ever taught you.
Was that Cat Mario?
I think it was Cat Mario or Dan's game or something like that.
Okay. So I know.
Either one of those, because it messes with your instincts. Because like, oh, I need to jump over the pit, but as soon as you land on the other side, you die.
Right.
Or I need to land on that platform, dead. Or I need to avoid spikes.
Yeah, that makes sense. My cat is desperately trying to find his way up here. Hi, cat.
My kitten occasionally tries to get behind my desk in the computer case, so I gotta pull him out.
I was gonna say, my cat likes to go behind my monitor, but that's about it. Are you gonna kick my comments? Go ahead. So, gotcha. Sorry. One more time. There we go. Pardon me. I had that little... Don't you do it. Don't you do it. No. There's a bay window, or I don't know if it's called a bay window, but no, he's gonna do it and he's gonna knock stuff off. There's a window in here, and I can't remember if it's like a bay window, but he loves going up there, and back when we were in the basement originally, he went up there all the time. He just kind of can't now because of how I rearranged it, but...
Yeah. I think that's how I arranged my desk on purpose. I moved it around just ever so slightly so they couldn't climb up on it, because I think one time I'd gone upstairs, I sat down at it, and I noticed like dusty paw prints all over the desk, and I was like, wow, they actually managed to get up here.
Yeah, like you were really surprised. It's like, cats, how? I hear that. Ooh. So I know you guys don't read comics, but I'm really getting tired of Spider-Man 29 strawmanning. I know we talked about it a little bit before, but at the same time, it's like, it's really, really bad. So, I don't know. And I like Spider-Man. What were you gonna say?
Isn't there one that's that had him like agnostic?
Yeah, different Spider-Man. Spider-Man 29 is future Spider-Man from the future, but yeah, Amazing Grace pretty much had Peter Parker as an agnostic, and that wasn't a bad take on it, which was interesting. Obviously, you know, he was straight up atheist in the beginning, but he did at least become agnostic by the end of it, so that wasn't so bad, I guess, because it seemed like it was written by somebody that had possibly had something similar to that, if that makes sense. Whereas this just seems like, hate, let's just build on that. This is what's popular in America right now, right?
Yeah, I don't know. It's seen as weak. You strawman it, and if you ever put it in a positive light, someone will call you out on it and say, hey, what about this date in history when X religion did X?
And somehow Islam gets a pass on most of that. No offense to any Muslims, it's not you guys. That one's 100% on the media. So I do want to make that known.
I think it varies. It'll go between complete apologetics, like the Crusades. Sometimes they're seen as the victims, and like, yeah, that's not the case.
Yeah. Like, obviously I don't agree with Muslims because they're not living out the truth, but I don't obviously hate you guys. I did want to clarify that because it could have sounded...
No, we don't hit anybody.
Yeah. I just wanted to clarify because it's like, you know, so if you don't, you'll get that one person that's like internet troll number 30654, and it's like, yeah.
Yeah, it seems to be almost between two different fields, and that's Muslims have done no wrong, they can do no wrong, and the other camp is they've done every wrong ever imaginable, never compatible, hate them, destroy them, they are a scourge.
Yeah, which that seems awfully weird. Yeah. 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 I don't have much else to add on that. Oh, by the way, I was gonna say, I suppose I can comment on the Warhorn. I really like the Warhorn. One slight problem, it's like really strong. Slight problem, the energy cost for it does match the amount of damage it does, so it costs 20 energy every time. Cat, you better not sit on the Bible. Nope. That's not happening. Sorry, bud. Sorry. My cat likes to sit on my family edition of the Douay Reims translation Bible. It's like, no thank you, you're off.
Oh boy.
By the way, I do so badly here because I kind of forget that you can, whatever platform that I'm using, you can totally just use that to attack enemies with. So I think I die 3 or 4 times here before I remember that. It's that moment of brain fartiness. So, anybody got any good stories while we wait for me to die 3 or 4 times?
Nah, I'm just gonna relish your misery.
Alright, that works too. I mean, you already relish my misery every day in Overwatch. I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean...
Everyone else in the... Pretty sure everybody else at the server has it now other than me, so everyone's talking about strats, the new meta, and I'm just kind of sitting here playing Paladins.
Oh, are you playing Paladins? See, I kind of want to, only because there's a TF2 skin.
It's honestly not that bad. It's actually pretty fun. Only with team, though, you don't solo queue. You need to have people to play with, otherwise it's terrible.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say you can solo.
I need you to have me as a reference so I can get some free stuff.
Okay. I was gonna say if you want, I can let you add you as a reference so you get your free stuff. I'm not. Do I have to play a lot to get you the free stuff?
I think they get it. I don't care if I get the stuff or I don't, but if you play 10 hours together with that person, you get some kind of a skin.
Oh, that's not bad.
But it's not necessary.
Okay. Do they have a Zarya character?
I think they actually just introduced one that's... They're a tank, they have a ton of shields, they do some kind of weird electric drain damage, and their ultimate is like a wind kind of gun that just throws everyone away, so you push everybody off of the objective.
That kind of sounds like reverse Zarya.
Yeah, that's like exactly reverse Zarya.
Well, they also have... they
Like,
have,
as much
they have a big tortoise with a hook and a cannon,
Oh,
and he can hook people, bring them toward him, and shoot them with a shotgun
Huh.
cannonball.
So Roadhog.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
who does that sound like? So I don't always enjoy Donkey, but Donkey may have hit the nail on the head with that one.
I think it's more or less tongue-in-cheek the way they do it, as opposed to like, oh, we're gonna steal it, no one's gonna know. I think they do it like, hey, let's make it just like that one Overwatch hero, because people are gonna kick up a storm about it. But who's gonna care? Because people are gonna play this anyway, and it's still, I'm pretty sure it's still one of the most played on Steam right now.
Really, I'm surprised by that because I was gonna say I would have figured that was still. They did Smite as well, right?
Oh yeah, granted they do Smite at least over-sexualize a lot of the characters with some skins. I really like it. I avoid those, but I love it so much. And it's
I was gonna say I will at least be thankful for this. Overwatch itself doesn't do that. There's the whole Tracer thing, which we won't get into at the moment. It's the fan base that ruins that whole thing.
Yeah.
Which makes me
It's
sad.
like, I was talking with somebody who was like, I can't play Overwatch because it's over-sexualized. It's just like, what?
I don't think that wasn't me. I mean, I'm playing Overwatch, so I don't think that was me.
No, it's...
Was
You
that
know
Matt?
who it is, but it wasn't you. It
Was
wasn't
that
Matt. No, it wasn't Matt.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
From what I see, maybe, but I could just be me. But I think it's being a tad bit prudish. I mean, some people are different, but
Well, I think it's... I mean, I'm like the anti-prude anyway, so...
Yeah, that could be it too. Like a couple of the characters aren't great. I would say, even Widowmaker's not too bad until you get to her alternate skins. I'd say.
It's... I mean... The skin I always use when I have it is Comtesse, which actually puts more clothes on her.
Yes,
But that's just because it makes her look like an awesome French noblewoman.
I was gonna say that one looks really cool. The one that makes her look like the ugly duckling is the one I'm thinking of.
Oh, the, like, goth skins?
Yeah, like a ballerina. I'm pretty sure those are supposed to be ballerina skins.
I actually have one of those I use on my alternate account.
Do you?
But, have you ever seen any Torbjorn play the games?
Like play of the games or just his skins?
Play the games.
I don't think so. Why?
Torbjorn play the games are infamous for watch Torbjorn sit around and do nothing while his turret kills
His turret
everything.
does a
Oh,
lot.
okay. I actually have seen that thing before, which is
Yeah.
great. It's
There
like-
was one that got posted to Reddit. While the turret was killing everything, Torbjorn was trying to look up this one Widowmaker skin skirt.
Oh god. Of course. Now, obviously, I don't approve of that, but at the same time, that's pretty hilarious. I can't deny that.
And it's one thing I appreciate is I play a lot of Diva. It's I'm a tank main, but I would say I specialize in Reinhardt and Diva.
Mhm.
And she has a lot of poses that take advantage of the fact that she is most definitely not wearing anything resembling a skirt. And
Oh.
then they released her new skin, which
Which-
has her wearing
A
a
skirt.
dress. Yeah.
I forgot
And
about that. Have they
she's
taken-
actually wearing like tights under it.
good.
And it's like I fully expected them to either do the thing where her legs just kind of stop mid-thigh.
Oh, you mean like the
Or-
Princess Peach amiibo?
I haven't seen the amiibo. But,
I'll send a picture.
I remember it happened in Guitar Hero too.
Mhm.
Like there were some characters wore really short skirts, and there were situations where the way the game was playing, you would see up the skirt, and they just didn't have legs past a certain point. Like the body just did not exist in the center.
Meanwhile,
But no,
by the way, boss fight.
Whatever. It looked like a boring one.
I actually really like. Fudge, I've forgotten his name because he has a big shovel, so I always want to say Shovel Knight.
Polar Knight?
Yeah, that's it.
I actually do pay attention to things.
I do. Typically, I do too. I just was blanking on his name, but we were talking something else. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm actually surprised by that because you don't think they would do that, but I'm glad that they did.
Yeah.
Then again, they also have that. Have they fixed that May glitch, by the way?
Which May glitch?
The one where she has a huge butt because they accidentally happen to have programmed it wrong.
Oh, that was Widowmaker.
No, that one's going on right now too with her new skin.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
Oh my
it makes her
God.
But no, there used to be a glitch on Widowmaker where when people would zoom in with her scope, it would make her butt get bigger.
How do you miss that?